Hey guys, welcome for this new kind of stream I try to do today, where I will study proof arguments in zero knowledge by Justin Taylor, which is a huge book. So we're gonna do like chapter by chapter, trying to go through all the book. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Let me tweet it quickly. Let's go. Damn. I completely failed. Okay. Okay. Let me tweet it again. Okay. I forgot to put the Twitch channel, which is kind of important. I also, by the way, let me check if it's live. It is indeed live. So, by the way, I also have a new setup that I just put, which is gonna be pretty cool, where you would where it will be possible to see my iPad. I will show you in a second. Let me flip. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so the new setup I have is like something like this. Let me just prepare it the right way. Okay, so it's like this, right? So normally, if I start to write like fx, I'll try to make my thing more, you know, the best as I can. It's pretty cool, right? So we can definitely like switch between these scenes. Yeah. So the idea of this stream is to study together proof argument zero knowledge, as I said earlier, to make some notes on my Obsidian afterward. We'll try to do it at the end of the stream, or I will maybe do it offline. And the idea is I have some like knowledge about all of this. I think I will like learn a lot on the stream, but on the stream with the paper. That's why I studied it. But if I know already something, or if I'm like familiar, I'll try to explain it as best as I can already. So yeah, the idea is just me going through the book, saying out loud what I understand, trying to explain as much as I can everything I understand. And so yeah, actually in zero knowledge part I have like less knowledge. I have some like idea of how it works, but I have less knowledge. That's why I already go into this exact paper. I have like knowledge actually in okay, let me just do this. I just put the do not disturb mode. So the idea is where was it? Yeah, the idea is I have more knowledge in actually elliptic curve math or abstract algebra these days. So that's pretty fun. Okay, so let's start. I think it's recording as well. Yes, perfect. So the abstract, we can start by the abstract actually. Interactive proofs and arguments are cryptographic protocols that enables interested prover to provide a guarantee that it performed the request computation correctly. Okay, I think that's very important to know. So it enables a prover that you don't trust to prove to you that you trust something. Thank you for the follow, RP. Produced in the 80s, IPN arguments are represented the major conceptual expansion of what constitutes a proof that a statement is true. Traditionally, a proof is a static object that can be easily checked step by step for correctness. In contrast, IPs allow for interaction between prover and verifiers, as well as tiny but non-zero probability that an invalid proof pass verification. Yeah. So, like a proof is like more of a mathematical proof of what I understand. It's like in the sense that you can go through each step, and each step is like justified by some like knowledge of the whole context, step by step. And IPs are more like probabilistic in a sense. That's which makes it way easier to like to be interactive, right? I think. I mean, that's what they're saying. That's the name. Arguments, but not IP, even permits there to be proofs of false statement, so as long as those proofs require exorbitant computational power to find. Okay. So long as those proofs. Proof of false statement. Okay. Makes sense. I don't exactly know what they're talking about, but that's interesting. To an extent, these notions mimic in-person interaction that mathematicians use to convince each other that a claim is true without going through the painstaking process of writing out and checking a traditional static proof. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. That's an interesting statement. That interactive proof and arguments are like when you actually chat with someone and try to convince them of something, more than like something that can be verified in that way. Yeah, that's fun. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I want to sneeze, but it doesn't come, so whatever. Celebrated theoretical results from the 80s and 90s, such as IP equal P space and MIP equal next XP, showed that in principle, surprisingly complicated statement can be verified efficiently. What is more, any argument can be in principle transformed into one that is zero knowledge, which means the proof revealed no information other than its own validity. Zero knowledge arguments have a myriad of application in cryptography. Okay, I have no idea what IP equal P space is or MIP equal NXP as well. I guess we'll learn later. Within the last decade, general purpose zero knowledge arguments have made the jump from theory to practice. Yeah, this has opened new doors in design of cryptographic system and generated additional insights into the power of interactive proof and arguments, zero knowledge or otherwise. There are now no fewer than 5 promising approaches to designing efficient general purpose zero knowledge arguments. These surveys cover these approaches in an unified manner, emphasizing commonalities between them. Okay, let's go. Professor and acknowledgement. I think I'm gonna skip this. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for the follow, new player 0000. Might have skipped one. So let's start by introduction. Just one quick thing. Okay, this manuscript is about verifiable computing, VC. Okay, verifiable computing refers to cryptographic protocol called interactive proof and arguments. Okay, so VC is like EPs and arguments that enable the prover to provide a guarantee to a verifier that the prover performed a request that computation correctly. Okay, so that's kind of what we read, right? It's a bit like a proof is a static object. Yeah. So it's that's kind of what we read, but in more detail. So maybe we should have skipped the abstract in the end. The difference between IP and arguments is that arguments permit the proof of incorrect statement, so long as those proofs require exorbitant computational to find. Okay. A cell phone to monitor the execution of a powerful but malicious supercomputer. That's great. Okay, enabling weak peripherals to offload security critical work to powerful remote servers. So, so this paper is named Proof Arguments in Zero Knowledge, and that's basically, as far as I heard from friends in the field, it's like it's about cryptography. I don't know where you come from, if you come from my Twitter or just like went on Twitch, but it's about cryptography. So dealing trying to. Oh, by the way, my title is wrong, probably. So the idea of zero knowledge is that you can prove something to someone in math in a way without revealing what you. It's hard to explain. Okay. So do you know ZK a bit? So basically, it's like the Bible of zero knowledge. Like it's the Bible of the math behind zero knowledge. I guess it like defines all the kind of. I'm just starting out the book, so I don't exactly know what's gonna be inside it, but that's like starting from the randomness, because ZK is probabilistic, and we'll go into every protocol that exists in ZK. So that's I'm mainly researching ZK math. So it's not like research; it's more like studying, as I said. But I think it still needs like some background of math, that algebra stuff, like cryptography. So yeah, this is my background. My background is like I did like some cryptography study for the past month, and now I'm like going very deep into the ZK actual math more than the cryptography, more traditional cryptography side. So yeah, let's go back. Oh, I can probably actually, let me check. One cool. I'm just gonna change my title. When I'm here. Reading. Up. So yeah, that's the idea. So the idea is, doing the ZK is very math thing, and just learning the math. So let's continue. So what they were saying here is like verified computing can enables weak peripherals to offload critical work. I guess FHE comes handy as well in this case, but you can just say to any big computer like Google, for example, tell them, okay, do this computation for me, but I want the proof that the computation is true and you're not lying to me. And ZK and verify VC protocols in general helps for that. Okay, that's I don't know why it would be useful, this one example. Letting a mathematician obtain a high degree of confidence that a theorem is true by only looking at your symbol of purported proof. Okay. VC protocols can be especially useful in cryptographic contexts when they possess a property called zero knowledge. Yeah. This means the proof of arguments reveals nothing but its own validity. I guess it can also give some knowledge sometime. To give a concrete sense of why zero knowledge protocols are useful, considering the following quintessential example from authentication. Suppose that Alice chooses a random password X and publishes an hash Z equal h of X, where h is a one-way function. This means that, okay. I mean, I'm already no convinced that it's useful, but we can still do the example. Um, we can try to. Okay. So Alice chooses. I should do something that's like both. Yeah, I think I need. I'll try to do something better for my setup. First, I can do this. This is my iPad setup. I think what I'm gonna do is make it like this, and here I do this, this, this. Okay. There is the paper. And the iPad screen. Okay, this is a bit sketchy. How can I? Oh, maybe this time, yeah. This is probably the best I can do. Sorry, guys. Trying my best to. I will. We lost me in the process. Okay. Wait. I still. Okay, I guess that's good now. Can I have the paper and the notes next to it? Okay, so so the idea here, I'm reading this. Suppose that Alice chooses a random password X. Here, sorry, I don't see if it works good. And publish z of x h of z equal h of x with h a function h is an hashing function. Okay. Okay, so does it means that when you only have z, it's super hard to find h. When you only have this, it's super hard to find this. That's what it means, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it means it's hard to find an x prime such that it's hard to find x. Oh, I'm getting lost myself. I mean, I understand what it means, but I don't know how to explain it. So basically what they're saying, I'm just gonna do it the normal way. If you have a password X, you give the hash of your password, it's super hard to find another X that's gonna match this hash. And if Alice wants to convince Bob that she published Z, she can just give X prime to Bob, and Bob will be convinced that she published Z because she knows X. Whew. Starting to get funny. Yeah, so this is classical thing, but the problem is that you're revealing your password if you do that. It would be better to find a way that you can prove that you know the password without actually revealing your password. Well, that's where ZK comes, or VC comes. Yeah, this is a little more information than yeah, it reveals the pre-image itself. That's what I'm saying. Then Bob can use this knowledge to impersonate Alice forever, since they also know the pre-image of Z. It's important to prove that the proof reveals nothing beyond its own validity. Okay. The goal of this survey is to describe a variety of approach for constructing zero-knowledge succinct non-interactive arguments of zero-knowledge called SNARK. Succinct, okay, so maybe, okay, it's important. Succinct means, let me just, I don't know if you guys followed, it wasn't so hard, but for some reason I got very lost. Sorry about this. So SNARK, succinct, I'm just writing at the same time, but really doesn't really matter, honestly. Succinct means that the proof is short. Non-interactive means the proof is static, so you don't need, like, you don't need to talk to the verifier doesn't need to talk to the prover to be able to verify the proof. It's a single message from the prover, and then anyone can verify it at any time, any moment in the world. Of knowledge roughly means that the protocol establishes not only a statement it's true, but also that the prover knows a witness to the veracity of the statement. Okay, yeah, it means that the proof you're saying, you don't prove that it's valid, but it's also valid and you know something about the proof. Like you prove that you know something, kinda, if you understand correctly. Whoa. So, to start again, because I feel like I'm not very clear, because since I'm like, I know what I'm talking about, but at the same time I'm not a teacher, it's kind of hard, so I prefer to do it too much than not enough. So, of knowledge means that the protocol establishes not only a statement is true, but also that the prover knows a witness to the veracity of the statement. Witness means like it's like some private data, kind of. That's how I see it. It's like the private data, like the prover knows some private data that makes this statement true. That's called the snark. ZK snark. Because snark, yeah. Probably, I guess some snark could be non-ZK. I'm not sure. I guess yes. Or not totally ZK. Unnecessary fire ZK, I learned it a bit earlier. However, like, okay, some zero-knowledge protocols for highly specific statements of cryptography have been known for a long time, but general purpose have only been recently become plausibly efficient enough for cryptographic deployment. By general purpose, we mean protocol design technique that applies to arbitrary computation. This exciting process has involved the introduction of beautiful new protocols and brought a surge of interest in zero-knowledge proof and arguments. This survey seeks to make accessible in a unified manner the main approaches to design of these protocols. Let's go. Okay, background and context. Oh, there is a lot of reading for this intro. I mean, that's good. Okay, this is interesting. In the mid-80s and 90s, theoretical computer scientists showed that interactive proof and arguments can be vastly more efficient, at least in an asymptotic sense. I don't know what asymptotic means. Yeah. Than traditional NP proof. We formally define notions such as NP and IP in section 3.3. Okay. Which are static and information theoretically secure. The foundational result characterizing the power of these protocols, such as IP equals P space, MIP equals NXP, and the PCP theorem are some of the most influential and celebrated computer complexity theory. Despite this remarkable asymptomatic general-purpose verified computation, protocols were long considered widely impractical. Naive implementation of the theory would have comically high concrete cost, trillions of years for the prover, even for very short computations. But the last decade have seen major improvement in the cost of VC protocols, with a corresponding jump from theory to practice, even though implementation of general-purpose verified computation protocols remain somewhat costly, especially for the prover. Paying this cost can be often justified if the VC protocol is zero knowledge, since zero knowledge protocol enables application that may totally be impossible without them. Moreover, emerging application to public blockchain have elevated the importance of proving relatively simple statement, which is feasible to run modern verifiable computation protocol despite their cost. So yeah, okay, this is like the background of zero knowledge proof. It's like it's quite new. It's like 10 years old, which is super new. And it's getting like better and better in terms of cost every day almost. Every day there is new paper of optimizing cost. Every day there's new implementations of stuff. Every day there is new hardware. Like it's crazy. It's crazy how fast it goes these days. Approaches to zero knowledge protocol design and philosophy of this survey. Argument systems are typically developed in two-step process. First, an information theoretically secure protocol, such as IP, multi-prover interactive proof MIP, or probabilistic checkable proof PCP, is developed for a model involving one or more provers that are assumed to behave in some restricted manner. For example, even in the MIP, provers are assumed not to send information to each other about the challenge they received from the verifier. Secondly, the information theoretically secure protocol is combined with cryptography to force a single prover to behave in a restricted manner, thereby yielding an argument system. Second step also often endows the resulting argument system with important properties such as zero knowledge, succinctness, and non-interactivity. If the resulting argument satisfies all of these properties, this is in fact a ZK-SNARK. I don't exactly know if I understand everything, but the idea is that you first kind of create a protocol that is like more naive in some way, and then you like restrict this protocol with known techniques to restrict the prover to behave in the good way. That creates a ZK-SNARK, if I understand correctly. I know there are a variety of promising approaches to develop efficient ZK-SNARK, which can be categorized by the type of information theoretically secure protocol upon which they are based. This includes IP, MIP, PCP, or more precisely, a related notion called interactive oracle proofs, which is a hybrid between IP and PCP and linear PCP. Okay. Okay, I want to see that because for now I don't know what these things are, and it's like very lot of very jargonic. I don't know if it's an English word though, but yeah, lot of just letters and stuff, and it's like quite confusing for now. But yeah, maybe I should skip that. But yeah, I guess not. It's important to know that. Even if you don't understand everything, the next read will be better. IPs, MIPs, and PCP-IOPs can be all transformed into succinct interactive arguments by combining them with a cryptographic primitive called the polynomial commitment scheme. The interactive arguments can then be rendered non-interactive and publicly verified by applying a cryptographic technique called Fiat-Shamir transformation. So this is like two very important things, right? Polynomial commitment schemes and Fiat-Shamir transformation, yielding a SNARK. Transformation from linear PCPs to are somewhat different, though closely related to certain commitment scheme. As with the information theoretically secure protocol themselves, this survey covers this cryptographic transformation in a unified manner. Okay. I don't exactly understand this sentence, but it's okay. As with... Okay. I guess it's just about how the book is talking about the protocols. My English sometimes is a bit lacking as well. It's not helping. It's often helpful to first understand proof and arguments without referring about zero knowledge, because of the two-step nature of constructions. Then at the very end, understand how to achieve zero knowledge as such, as an add-on property. Yeah, that's how I see cryptography in general, right? You just have like a lot of... I see Lego bricks all the time. You just take Lego bricks from this place and this place to create one thing, and then you plug this other thing that is quite cool and stuff. Like, it's always how I see the thing, right? Okay. Accordingly, we do not discuss zero knowledge until relatively late in the survey, chapter 11. Other chapters are devoted to describing efficient protocol in each of the information theoretically secure models. Maybe I skipped some information, but it's been like a few times that this guy is talking about information theoretically secure. So I guess I want to check. The term information theoretically secure refers here to the fact that NP proofs, like IPs but unlike arguments, are secure against computationally unbounded provers. Okay. I'm not sure I understand exactly. It's okay. I'll just... Information theoretically secure. This is the moment to... What does means. Okay, it's okay. Secure against adversary, regardless of their computational power. Even if this attacker has unlimited computing resource. Okay. That's interesting. Because the problems that are currently too hard for our computers to solve in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, so it's just means it's like, okay. Makes sense. So I was reading this. By now, it has been deployed in a number of real-world systems. Okay. Yeah, I know. Oh, this is interesting. This survey sounds very little formal mathematical background. Mainly conflict with modular arithmetics, some notions of theory from finite Fulton groups, and basic probability theory. As intended for anyone interested in variable computing and zero knowledge. However, it does require some significant mathematical maturity and considerable comfort with theorems and proof. Okay, this is going to be hard, it means. Also helpful but not strictly necessary is knowledge of standard complexity classes like P and NP, and complexity theoretic notions such as NP completeness. Okay. I'm not super sure what these are, but I think they are gonna tell us soon. They said in section 3 or something, or maybe after. Okay, chapter by chapter, I will skip that. Suggestion for reading the manuscript. Okay. May happily be read start to finish. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do everything. Yeah, I mean... Okay. I will read everything. Oh yeah, I will do everything. Okay. Let's start. 1.1 mathematical proofs. Let's do this. I will write it in my notes, even if you don't see them. Also, I still take notes, just not showing every time. Okay. This survey covers different points, different notions of mathematical proof and their application in computer science and cryptography. What we mean by a proof is anything that convinces someone that a statement is true, and a proof system is a procedure that decides what is and what is not a convincing proof. That is, a proof system is specialized in a verification procedure that takes an input any statement and a claim proof, state that the statement is true, and decide whether or not the proof is valid. Okay. What do we want? What properties do we want in a proof system? So let's just proof system. Let's write it like a system. So a proof system is a system that like decide if a proof is valid or not for a statement. Okay. Maybe let me check how it works now. Okay, kind of good actually. I just need to. Yeah, maybe I can put myself like here. Maybe it's better here actually. So we can really, yeah. I'll just make sure I don't write too here. Okay, here is the place. Okay, I have space. Okay, so it's quite good. Sorry, I write very badly. I will write better. So, a proof system is a system. Oh, my handwriting is really terrible. System that decides if a proof is valid or not for a statement given. Okay. Properties. So the properties that we want in a proof system are completeness, soundness, efficient, and short. Okay, so let's go one by one. Any statement should have a convincing proof of its validity. Any true statement, okay, it's important. The important word is true here. Any true statement should have a convincing. So you write it? Convin. Why did I say conving? Ooh, convincing. Whoa, sorry guys. Convincing proof of its validity. Its completeness. Okay. Then we have soundness. which is the opposite but in the same thing. No false statement should have a valid proof, let's say, it's easier, and it's like soundness. I don't know why we call it soundness, by the way. I think it's very confusing. The verification procedure, verification should be efficient. That's what we want, right? It should be faster than, like, it can be checked quickly, as they say. Yeah, should be efficient, and proving should be efficient too. Efficient too. This means short proof. Short proof, yeah. My notes are a bit terrible. I know. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna write this again. Should be efficient. A proof should be, can be is a better wording. Can be checked quickly. Proof should be easy to find. Yeah, should be easy to find. That's what they are saying. It should be a simple statement, should have a short, convincing proof that can be found quickly. Okay. Let's continue. Traditionally, a mathematical proof is something can be written and checked line by line for correctness. The notion of traditional proof is precisely the one captured by the complexity class NP. The complexity class NP contains all the problems for which the correct answer is on any input is either yes or no, and for all yes intents, there is an efficiently checkable traditional proof. That is the correct an efficient checkable traditional proof that the correct answer is yes. So NP is like all the problems for which the answer is yes or no. So is this car blue, yes or no, is NP. in general. However, over the last 30 plus years, computer scientists have studied much more exotic notion of proof. These are transformed computer scientist notions of what it means to prove something and has led to major advances in complexity theory and cryptography. What kind of non-traditional proof will we study? Okay. All the notions of proof that we study in this survey will be probabilistic in nature. This means that the verification procedure will make random choices, and the soundness guarantee will hold very high probability over those random choices. That is, there will be a very small probability that the verification procedure will declare a false statement to be true. It's because of the soundness. I mean, we want a proof system that has soundness, if you understand how it works. The soundness guarantee will hold with very high probability. Okay, soundness guarantee with over those random choices. Okay. Interactive proof. To understand what an interactive proof is, it's helpful to think of the following application. Imagine a business verifier. It's using a commercial cloud computing provider to store and process its data. The business sends all of its data up to the cloud provider, which stores it, while the business stores only a very small secret summary of the data, meaning that the cloud does not know the user's secret summary. Later, the business wants the cloud to run on it. Later, the business asks the cloud a question about its data, typically in the form of a computer program F, that the business wants the cloud to run on its data using the cloud's vast data computing infrastructure. The cloud does so, and it sends the user the claimed output of the program F of data. Rather than blindly trust the cloud executed the program and the data correctly, the business can use an interactive proof system to obtain a formal guarantee that the claimed output is correct. Okay, so this is the idea. In the interactive proof, the business interrogates the cloud, sending a sequence of challenges and receiving a sequence of response. At the end of the interrogation, the business must decide whether to accept the answer as valid or reject as it's invalid. See figure 1.1 for a diagram of this interaction. I ask this question, you answer me, I challenge you, you give me a response, I challenge you, you give me a response. Okay. So it's probabilistic. It's unlikely that... yeah, that's the idea. It's unlikely that the cloud provider cheats if he can answer the challenges. Completeness of the interactive proof means that if the cloud runs correctly the program on the data and follows the pre-described protocol, then the user will be convinced to accept the answer as valid. Soundness of the interactive proof means that if the cloud returns the wrong input, then the user will reject the answer as invalid with high probability, no matter how hard the cloud works to trick the user into accepting the answer as valid. Intuitively, the interactive nature of IP lets the business exploit the element of surprise, the fact that the cloud cannot predict the business' next challenge, to catch a lying cloud in a lie. It is worth remarking on an interesting difference between interactive proof and traditional static proof. Static proofs are transferable, meaning that if Peggy, prover, and Victor, verifier, prove that the statement is true, Victor can turn around and convince Tammy, a third party, that the same statement is true, simply by copying the proof. Copying. In contrast, an interactive proof may not be transferable. Victor can try to convince Tammy that the statement is true by sending Tammy a transcript of his interaction with Peggy, but Tammy will not be convinced unless Tammy trusted that Victor correctly represented the interaction. This is because the soundness of the IP holds only if every time Peggy sends a response to Victor, Peggy does not know what challenge Victor will respond with next. Yeah. The transcript alone does not give Tammy a guarantee that this holds. So yeah, this is the thing. An interactive proof, what they're kind of trying to say is that the classical proof can be transferred because it's like the proof can be summarized by yes or no, as said in the NP problem. This kind of proofs is more like you need to convince someone, and it's not very transferable because if, for example, Peggy and Victor collide to scam Tammy, then they can do a transcript where Peggy already knows what Victor is going to ask, and then when Victor gives the transcript, Tammy is like, okay, oh yeah, you challenged her, it's good now, you know, and that's, but actually they collided here. Okay. Argument system. Argument systems are interactive proofs, but where the soundness guarantee needs only the soundness guarantee need only hold against cheating prover that runs in polynomial time. Okay. Only hold against cheating provers that run in polynomial time. Arguments system makes use of cryptography. Roughly speaking, in an argument system, a cheating prover cannot trick the verifier into accepting a false statement unless it breaks some cryptographic crypto system, and breaking the crypto system is assumed to require super polynomial time. Okay, yeah. So I mean, an argument system is an interactive proof where it's, if you break the system, you break like a problem that is like known to be very hard to crack. So you're like, it's very unlikely that you can do it, at least for now, with the actual capacities of computers. And then my multi-prover interactive proof, probability checkable proof, etc. So I didn't took any notes for 1.2. What could I take as notes? Yeah. IPs are not transferable most of the time. Colliding. Argument systems are IP that uses crypto hard to break to make it very hard for cheaters to cheat. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is not the best note I took in my life, but it's still cool. Okay. And also we can note that IP uses a system of unpredictable challenges to work. That's how I see it, right? You cannot predict what the challenge will be, so you cannot cheat. So now we're gonna check on, okay, this is the same, it's still 1.2 actually, but we're gonna do 1.2, 1.3, 1.2.3, MCP, PCP, if I understand correctly. Okay, so an MIP is like an IP. So a multi-prover interactive proof is like an interactive proof, except that there are multiple provers, and these provers are assumed to not share information with each other regarding of what challenges they received from the receiver. A common analogy from MIPs is placing two or more criminal suspects in separate rooms before interrogating them to see if they can keep their story straight. Okay. Law enforcement may be enterprised to learn that the study of multi-prover interactive proof has lent theoretical justification to this practice. Specifically, the study of multi-prover of MIPs have revealed that if one locks the provers in a separate room and then interrogates them separately, they can convince their interrogators of much more complicated statements than if they are questioned together. I'm not sure what you're talking about, man. Then I see that philosophically they are interesting, but maybe it's not that. MCP multi-prover IP. Let's just write some definitions, right? In a PCP, probabilistic checkable proof, the proof is a static traditional mathematical proof, but the verifier is only allowed to read a small number of possibly randomly chosen characters from the proof. This analogy to lazy referee for a mathematical journal who does not feel like painstakingly checking the proof in a submitted paper for its correctness. The PCP theorem essentially states for any traditional mathematical proof can be written in a format that enables this lazy reviewer to obtain a high degree of confidence in the validity of the proof by inspecting just a few words of it. Okay. Probability based IP. Just read few words of it. Okay, I need to do that. Okay. Philosophically, MIPs and PCPs are extremely interesting objects to study, but they're not directly applicable in most cryptographic settings because they make unrealistic or onerous assumptions about the provers. Yeah. For example, the soundness of any MIP only holds if the prover do not share information with each other regarding of what challenges they receive from the verifier. This is not directly useful in most cryptographic settings because typically in these settings there is only a single prover, and even if there is more than one, there is no way to force provers to not communicate. Similarly, although the verifier only reads a few characters of a PCP, a direct implementation of PCP will require the prover to transmit the whole proof to the verifier, and this will be the dominant cost in most real-world scenarios. The example of a lazy journal referee notwithstanding. That's quite a word. That is, once the proof returns in the whole proof to the verifier, there is little real-world benefits to having the verifier avoid reading the whole proof. That's quite true. However, by combining MIP and PCP with cryptography, we'll see how to turn them into argument systems that are directly applicable into cryptographic settings. For example, we will see in section 9.2 how to turn a PCP into an argument system in which the prover does not have to send the whole PCP into verifier. Quite cool. Section 10.2 of the survey, in fact, provides a unifying abstraction called polynomial IOP, which all of the IP, MIP, and PCP that we cover are a special case. Okay. It turns out that any polynomial IOP can be transformed into an argument system with short proof via a cryptographic primitive called the polynomial commitment scheme. Okay, nice. We're getting there. Chapter 1 done. Congrats. So what did we learn in chapter 1? Let's take chapter 1 notes. So first, IP, interactive proof, right? Interactive proof are a way for a prover to for an untrusted prover to convince a verifier that a statement is true for that the proof is true for a specific statement. Okay. We learned that proof system needs properties, soundness, any false statement cannot create a proof, completeness, any statement can generate, was the right word just here, a proof. Yeah, sorry, you don't see the right here, but I write proof. Checkable, fast to check, fundable, I don't know if it's the right term, fast to generate the proof. That's what we learned. This is important stuff. I've heard these terms a lot, but now it's like great to have like proper definitions. I have better understanding of the names now. No. What we learned as well is argument systems, of course, very important. Argument systems, IP that uses hard cryptography to work, let's say easily. MCP, multi-prover IP, PCP, probabilistic IP, both MCP and PCP used with cryptography. Okay, I guess it's all right. This is what I learned. Okay, cool stuff. So chapter 2 is about randomness, if I'm not mistaken. If I remember correctly, more. The power of randomness, fingerprinting, and Freiwald's algorithm. Okay. Let's write. Okay, so 2.1 to start this. What time is it? Okay, we have time. Let me just check my notification. Oh, my tweet has gone viral. I'm so famous today. And so it's about the 2.1 is about Reed-Solomon fingerprinting. Let's write it. Oh, yeah. Reed-Solomon finger printing. Okay. 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 Sorry. The proof system covered in this survey derives much of their power of efficiency from their use of randomness. Okay, before we discuss the details of such proof system, let us first develop an appreciation of how randomness can be exploited to dramatically improve the efficiency of certain algorithms. Accordingly, in this section, there are no untrusted provers or computationally weak verifiers. Rather, we consider two parties, Alice and Bob, who trust each other and wants to cooperate to jointly compute a certain function of their input. The setting. Alice and Bob live across the country from each other. They hold a very large file, each consisting of n characters. For concreteness purposes, suppose that these are ASCII characters, so there are m equal to 128 possible characters. Okay, so now let's do key. So we have A and B. We have AB, Alice, Bob. Each of them have a very light file. Let's denote. Okay. So n is the file. And for whole ni, okay, I'm gonna explain what I like. For whole in n, if I write it correctly, so I wrote n is the file, so this is important, and for this means this guy is for whole ni, for all ni in n, so for all character in the file, ni is in this field, like this group, 0 until m minus 1, because it's probably 0 to 107. Yeah, which is ASCII, so it's 127 if I'm not mistaken. So this is the idea. You have, this means for all. Maybe I'm not the best at writing it, but yeah. We'll look. So we will denote Alice sequence of character like this and like this. Okay, A1, N1. Okay. A times N. Their goal is to determine whether their foci are equal, either A equal bi for all I until n. Since the files are large, they would like to minimize communication. Yeah. Alice would like to send as little information about her file to Bob as possible. So they want to check if the files are the same, but they don't want to send the same file because the file is like super huge. A trivial solution for this problem is for Alice to send the entire file, and Bob can check whether this. But this requires Alice to send all characters to Bob, which is prohibitive if n is very large. Oh wait, I have some Discord thing. Okay, no Discord anymore. Okay. It turns out that there is no deterministic procedure that can send less information than this trivial solution. So it means it's not possible to do a better way than this one to be sure at like 100% that they have the same file. But they can use a randomized procedure that might output the wrong answer with some tiny probabilities, let's say at most 0 times this. Then they get away with a much smaller amount of communication. If they are allowed to execute a randomized procedure. But yeah, that's what we're gonna see. My note was very useless so far, so I will just do that because it doesn't matter. We just understood it by reading. 2.1.2, the communication protocol. High level idea. Rough idea is that Alice is going to pick a hash function h at a random from a small family of hash function h from a small family of hash function h. We'll think of h of x as a very short fingerprint of x. By fingerprint, we mean that h of x is a nearly unique identifier for x. In the sense that for any y is different of x, the fingerprints of x and y differ with very high probability over the random choice of h. For all x where x is different of y, the probability that h of x equal h of y is very small, not significant. That's a good idea. So instead of sending the whole file, you use a hash function that has a very, very small probability that two hashes will have the same hash. Alice can send the hash of her file to Bob, and Bob will check if his hash is equal to the hash of Alice. And if it's the case, Bob can be very confident but not sure that A equals B. Okay, so this is the main idea. Okay, to make the above outline concrete, fix a prime number P superior to the max of n, the maximum of m, the maximum between m and n squared. And let's denote f prime the set of integers modulo p. For the remainder of this section, we assume that all arithmetics is done modulo p without further mention. Modulo p, for people who don't know, it just it can take some time. It's going to be very important, so I'm going to do a quick mention of it, but just work on it after, I think. If you don't know, but it's basically you have a set of number, like a set of number, for example 1 2 3 4, and any operation that you will do will be in this field, right? So if you do 0 plus 1, it will be 1, of course. If you do 1 plus 1, it will be 2, of course, because it's in this field, right? But if we do like we can continue, but if we start to do 2 plus 3, then 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, right? is equal to 5. But 5 is not in the field. So actually, we'll do 2 plus 1, okay, plus 1, 2, and then go back at the start to 0. That's modulo. Okay, yeah, by the way, it's modulo. Everything will be mod. Let's say it's F5, I guess. Mod 5, right? Yeah, mod 5. Because there's 5 thing in the thing. That's mod 5, and mod 5, and that would be 0, mod 5. That's the idea. And then 2 plus 4 will be 1 for the same reason. Because you will get like 2 plus 4, and you know that it's 6, so you get like 5, 6, so you do 5, 6 kind of. If you understand me correctly, right? I might be very, very confusing right now, but that's the idea of modular mathematics. And you can also probably just check on doing this. Like if you do 2 plus 3 mod 5, it's 5. No, mod 4, sorry. Oh yeah, I got confused. Mod 6. No, okay, I understand. It's what's mod 5. Yeah, 2 plus 3 mod 5 equals 0. Yeah, it just did 3 modulo 5, making it 5. But yeah. And then you can do 2 plus 4 will be equal to mod 1. And the interesting property is that you can do, 3, but if you do 9, it will, not 9, but like it's going back and back and back and back again, right? So 5, like 10, so for example, 2 plus 8 will be 0 as well. 2 plus 18, 2 plus 98 will be 0, because it's like it's going like again and again, right? It's just, you cannot go further than this. You cannot use any number that is not in this list, right? So okay, this was a quick reminder on modular mathematics, modular arithmetic, sorry. So to come back here, we'll have a prime number that and fp is the set of integral modulo p. So that's basically what I had like just before with my 5 numbers. It's going to be the same with the prime number as the number of the number of integers in the set will be p. So all arithmetics will be done modulo p. This means that all numbers are replaced with the remainder of them divided by p. Okay. If p equals 17, so that's what I was explaining, right? 22 modulo 17 will be 5, because you do 22 divided by 17, you get 5 as the remainder. The reason p must be chosen larger than n squared is that the error probability of the protocol we are about to describe is less than n times n divided by p. And we wish the quantity to be bounded above 1 n, 1 out of n. Larger choice of, this is the kind of thing I don't exactly understand. Is less than n divided by p, okay. Large choice of people. The reason p must be chosen. Okay, yeah, because that's for obvious reason. This one is super normal. It's like you need p to be bigger than the number of characters you have in your file, because if not, then some of the characters will be converted to other characters. This means that we need a way to associate its choiceful character and in a different element of fp, which is possible only if p greater than or equal to m. For each r in fp, for every integer in fp, we define h of r, a1, equal to the sum. Okay. Oh, my iPad has went. Okay. I think I start to understand a bit, but hr of the input, which is the file basically, is equal to the sum of the first character, of the character times the element in fp exponent at the exponent I minus 1. So it will be, for example, so if we take an example quickly, if for a very small file where our file is so if we have a1 an, if we have hr and fp equal, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, and we do h of 1, 4, 6, so it will be equal to, I don't know how to write this symbol. I'll try my best. Not bad. Very bad actually. You can see that I'm not going to mention the sum of ai. Okay, so let's just do the first one instead of trying this. So it will be 1 times r of 2, 0, then it will be 4 times 3, 1, then it will be 6 times 4, 2, and everything will be mod 3. It's a yeah, that's the thing. That's the idea. That's the idea. And then you will like do this, and you will get the hash. Sorry, it's written hash here. Yeah, that's the idea. Very quickly. I'm going not very fast, but that's okay. I have time. I would have skipped this if I was not on stream, but I think it's great also to just take a step back and try to explain everything from the start, so we are 100% sure that we understand everything, or almost. It's okay to not understand everything, but at least we try our best. Okay, the family H, like H in this nice font of hash function. Well, hash function will consider is okay. Each hash function interprets its input as the coefficient of a degree n-1 polynomial, and the output is the polynomial evaluated at r. That is in our communication protocol. Alice picks a random element r from fp, computes v equal h hair of hey. Okay. No. Okay, I understood better. I misunderstood this definition. Look, it's great to actually go deeply. So we choose an hair from fp, and then we choose an r, and then we'll use the same hair for every time, right? For example, if we use r equal 2, we'll do for each one ai times 2i minus 1. So it will be like a1 times 2, 0, a2 times 2, 1, a3 times 2, 3, etc., etc. Like we'll do, and we add all of them. So that's the idea, right? It's the idea of the protocol. Okay. And then we send V and R to Bob, and Bob does the same with his own file and sends the output to Alice, I guess, or he keeps it for himself. He has the rights to, I guess. Okay, analysis. We now prove that this protocol outputs the correct answer with very high probability. If AI equal bi for all I until 1 to n, then Bob outputs equal for every possible choice of R. If there is even one I, such as AI is different of bi, then Bob outputs not equal with probability at least 1 minus n minus 1 divided by p, which is at least 1 minus 1 out of n by choice of p bigger than n squared. Sometimes it's hard for me to read math, like in English. It's okay, I'm getting used to it now. The first property is easy to see, as if A equal B, then obviously the hash is going to be the same. Second property relies on the following crucial fact, whose validity justified later in the section 2.1.6. Fact 2.1. For any two distinct and equal polynomials PA, PB of degree f at most n with coefficients in Fp, PA of x equal PB of x for at most n value of x in Fp. So, if you have two polynomials, we have PA, we have PA and PB polynomials, and their degree, the biggest degree of the both, let's take the max degree of PA PB is n. Okay. The fact says that and coef of PA PB in Fp the fact says PA of x equal PB of x for at most n values in Fp. Right? That's good. That's the fact. Let PA of x equal to the sum, okay, x minus 1. Observe that both PA and PB are polynomials of degree at most n minus 1. Yeah, because because I is going until n, so the degree is at most n minus 1. The value V that Alice sends to Bob in the communication process is precisely PA of R, and Bob's compared to the value PB of R. Okay, the fact is just this. By fact 2.1, if there is even one I, such as AY is different than AB, then there is at most n minus 1 value of R, such that PA equal PB of R. I'm still a bit confused by probability, but it's okay. Let's continue. Since, like, what they're saying is it's very unlikely that since R is chosen at random from Fp, the probability that picks such an R is thus at most n minus 1 divided by p. Hence, Babot would not equal with probability with at least 1 minus n minus 1 divided by p, where the probability is over the random choice of p. I don't exactly understand everything because I'm kind of bad at probabilities, but I trust them. I trust them. Okay, cost of the protocol. So, this is an important fact, by the way. PA of the fact that PA of x equal PA for at most n values in Fp, if the max degree of the both is n, is interesting. Is an interesting fact. So it means the degree is like the error. The n minus 1 is the error rate at most. Okay. Alice sends only two elements of Fp in the above protocol, namely V and R. V is the hash, right? In terms of bits, this is O log n, assuming P is inferior or equal to n exponent c for some constant c. Okay. This is an exponential improvement over the n log m bits sent in the deterministic protocol. All logarithms in this manuscript are base 2 unless the base is explicitly specified otherwise. This is an impressive demonstration of the power of randomness. So randomness is yeah. Okay. Helps starting from n log m, which is kind of it's expensive because the biggest the n is, the biggest the longest it will take from just log n. So the biggest it will not be it's log n now. Logarithm. So that's good. Okay, we refer to the above protocol as Reed-Solomon fingerprinting because PA of R is actually a random entry in an error-corrected encoding. Okay, this is okay. This is a bit harder to understand. What is an error correcting? Let's do another note here. Also, it's been like already 1.5 hours, so it's a bit tiring. I would like to finish chapter 2, but I guess there is like so much, right? There is way too much. 22 and I'm page 15, 7 page. Maybe we can do it, but we did only in 1.4. Yeah, maybe. I mean, what time is it? I want to start by 5 p.m. approximately. Maybe a bit before something, but yeah, maybe I will just go until let's say I continue. Right now it's for the recording, it's yeah, but you know, recording knows when it stops. Okay, whatever. I'll see how I feel it. Okay. 2.1.5. The Prev protocol is called read Solomon fingerprinting, right? It's called read Solomon fingerprinting. This previous protocol is called because pay of hair is a random entry in an error corrected. Okay, I think I start to understand encoding of the vector a1 an. Okay, I think I start to understand it now. So the idea of what I understand right now is that we have, why is it called error corrected encoding? I think I know why. It's because, let's say our text is like 1 1 1 1 2 1. Let's say it's the file we have. We'll see if my theory is right later. We want to make sure that we have the same values at each part, right? Okay, let me define it another way. It's an error correcting part because, as we've seen before, the error encoding vector, error corrected encoding, it's like gonna be 1 time r0. The second one is gonna be r times 1. Third time is gonna be r times 2. Then we have 3, so, and like this, you know. Actually I could have just 2 times r4 and 1 times r5, and the error correction is actually this part, right? Because this means that every character becomes like, every character kind of becomes unique in a way, even if, like, this is how I see it, like every character here is the same. So if we don't do this, it's not kind of unique anymore, if I can say it like this. But here every character will become like deeply unique here, right? Like even if it's the same character over and over again, here it's gonna be r0. Let's say here is like 2 or 3. Let's say 2, it's easier. R0 is gonna be 0, so it's gonna be 0 here. So then it's gonna be 2, then it's gonna be 4, then it's gonna be 8, and then it's gonna be like all of this, right? So this is why it's like error corrected, right? I guess this is how I see it right now, in a sense. But I didn't read the rest. But this is like, this makes sense, kinda. The encoding is called the read Solomon encoding. We'll read Solomon encoding. I think it's used in Stark, read Solomon correction code. Server all over fingerprinting. method are known. Indeed, we have all we have is really required of the hash family. Many hash families are known to satisfy this property, but Reed-Solomon fingerprinting will prove particularly relevant in our study of probabilistic proof system, owing to its algebraic structure. Okay. So it doesn't explain why it's called like this, but it's okay, I think I understood. A few sentences on finite field. A field is a set. Okay, I know what a field is, but let's do it. A field is a set equipped with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division operations, such as these operations we have roughly the same as we do over the rational numbers. For example, the set of real numbers is a field, because for any two real numbers c and d, it holds that c plus d, c minus d, c times d, and assuming t different 0, c divided by d are themselves whole real numbers. The same holds for the set of complex numbers and the set of rational numbers. In contrast, the set of integers is not a field, since dividing two integers does not necessarily yield another integer. Yeah, so a field is a set of numbers that hold certain properties called axioms, and these axioms have properties that makes it very useful to work in. For any prime number p, fp is also a field, a finite one. It's finite because the field has an end. Yeah, it's like it ends at p, like at p minus 1. Here, the field operations are simply addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division modulo p. What this means by division modulo p requires some explanation. For every a in the field, removing 0, there is a unique element a exponent minus 1, so called the inverse, such that a times its inverse equal 1. For example, if p equal 5 and a equal 3, then a times then the inverse of a is 2, since 3 times 2 modulo 5 equals 6 modulo 5 equal 1. Division by a in a finite field refers to, in the finite field p, fp, refers to multiplication by the inverse. So if p equals 5, then in fp, yeah, okay. For it's just another example. Much later in the manuscript, we will explore the fact that for any prime power, pk, for some prime p and positive integer k, there is a unique finite field of size pk denoted f of pk. I think it's called extensions, if I'm not mistaken. But finite field pk are isomorphic, roughly meaning they have the same exact structure, so they may not assign the same names. I think it's called a field extension, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not very good at extensions. Hopefully I will get better with this. Okay, establishing fact 2.1. Okay. This is interesting. Fact 2.1 is implied by, in fact, equivalent to the following fact. Any non-zero polynomial of degree of at most n over any field has at most n roots. It can be found online. Maybe we won't check it, but whoa, I'm lost. It's okay. This is this. Maybe we can actually just do it here. It's very important. Any polynomial of degree at most n over any field as at most n minus 1 root? N roots. So the root of a polynomial is just that, let's say the root of our polynomial is called r. And the polynomial is called p. It means that if p of r equals 0, r is a root. That's the idea. So it means that if you have a polynomial of degree 3, you will get at most 3 roots. This polynomial in the field will get at most 3 roots. In finite field, or no, any field. Okay. So this is important. This is actually an important property for decay, as far as I know. I mean, I'm sure actually. Freivold's algorithm. In this section, we'll see our first example of an efficient probabilistic proof system. I can see that for now, it looks like we're super far from zero knowledge proofs, but we'll get through it. It takes time. You know, today I read a tweet. I think it's a very good tweet. I'll find it for you guys. Yeah, that's this. Most people don't do the work. Most people don't read the book. If you read the books, if you do the work, you'll be fine. I agree with that. If you do the work, if you read the books, at least you will have done everything you can, and I'm sure you'll be good. You'll have such an advantage on everyone. Like I can already see that the work I've done in the past 6 months or so was hard, but I learned so much, and today I can chat with a lot more people. I can be way more relevant when I'm talking to people that are super legit in the field. So yeah, just do the work, just read the books. I know it can be tough, but I think it's the way. So yeah, after this philosophical pause, let's continue with the Freivold's algorithm. Freivold. Sorry to this guy. I didn't really respect his name. I'm sorry, something almost fell in my... Okay, let's continue this. Okay, all good. 2.2 Freivold algorithm. So in this section, okay, the setting. Suppose we are given as input two n by n matrices A and B over F prime, Fp, where P is bigger than n squared, and it's a prime number. Our goal is to compute the product of the matrix A times B. Asymptotically, the fastest known algorithm for accomplishing this task is very complicated and runs in time roughly out of n. Okay, I will not read this number. Moreover, the algorithm is not practical, but for purpose of this manuscript, the relevant question is not how fast can one multiply two matrices, but it's how efficiently one can verify that two matrices were multiplied correctly. In particular, can verify the output of a matrix multiplication problem be done faster than the fastest known algorithm for actually multiplying the matrices? The answer given by Freivold in 1977 is yes. Formally, we suppose someone hands us a matrix C and we want to check whether or not C equals A times B. Here is a very simple randomized algorithm that will let us perform this check in n squared time. This is only a constant factor. More time then what is required to simply read the matrices? A, B, and C. For this manuscript, we assume addition and multiplication operation in finite field take constant time. Okay. So just to summarize this short introduction, it's actually a very, very interesting thing, in my opinion. But we're not really bothered. We have two matrices A and B, and we're not very bothered to actually compute this A times B. We are more concerned that we want to know if the answer we're given is the real one. We don't want to do the computation ourselves. We just let someone that is computing faster than us do it. But we want to be sure that the matrices that we received from this guy is good, and that the verifying fact is faster than actually calculating the result, which is like would be a shame if it would take more time to verify than to actually do the calculation, the computation. So the algorithm. Firstly, choose a random R in the field and let X be, okay, X is like a set of 1 to R times n minus 1. And then compute y equals cx. It's a vector. Okay. Okay. But I don't understand something here. If we have to do this, it's not, you know. Okay, I'm not sure I understand. There is one thing I don't understand so far, is the idea of the algorithm is to choose R in the field, X is equal to 1, R, R2, Rn minus 1, and then compute Cx. It's y, okay. And z equal. The thing I don't get here okay, I think I understand. I have some I don't exactly remember. I think the idea. Okay, it's easy to generate this. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. Okay, and computing A times Vx involve. Okay, this is the thing. I was not sure about this. You multiply. Okay, so the idea is you multiply this to get W, and then you do A times W, and you will get Z. And they will be both a vector. Oh yeah, of course, because you compare vectors. So if Z equal Y, good. Else, no. Oh, we don't need this. then you do. I think there's you can do something like this. I think. I'm not sure it's mathematically correct, but I understand it. Okay, and this is faster. Okay, completeness and soundness analysis. This is an important analysis to check, for sure. Let D equal AD. Okay. Let N denote the set. Okay. We claim that the above algorithm satisfies the two conditions. If C equal D, then the algorithm outputs TS for every possible choice of R. Okay. If there is even one, this is completeness. If there is even one yj that is in n times n, such that, so basically meaning that the matrix given is not right, Bob outputs no with a probabilistically at least 1 minus n minus 1 divided by p. Probability property is easy to see. If C equal D, then clearly Cx equal dx for over. Yeah, I agree, it's easy to check. To see that the second property holds, suppose that C is not equal to D. There is a row Ci where Ci is. Okay. So this is this is the Reed-Solomon fingerprint. Oh, okay. Cx of I, PCS of R. Okay, so they are saying like, because we did that before, it works as well. But like I understand, kinda. I will not lie, there's still some things that are a bit unclear about, like this is probabilistically true, but I mean, I understand that we do an error. X is a vector that is actually the Reed-Solomon fingerprint of C high. Because, oh yeah, Cx of, okay. Cx of I is actually C times this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you have the C, like you have this guy, I don't know, and yeah, okay, I think I see what you mean, guy, my friend, I think I see what you mean. It's not that hard. What he's trying to say is, okay, I'll try to draw it, but you have this vector here, and you have your matrix here, and this is 1 R, R1, R2, Rn minus 1. So this is precisely Reed-Solomon, right? This is what we just saw before. And then if, for example, this if this element is not the same, I know it will be this guy. So it will be different from 3, right? It will be different because the fingerprint of both of them will be different. Okay, the analysis seems right. I'm having fun by looking at my screen, not the iPad. Okay. So I understand the soundness part of it. Whereas fingerprinting saved communication compared to a deterministic protocol, Frival's algorithm saved runtime compared to the best known deterministic algorithm. Okay. This is interesting. Yeah. So it means before it was like more of fingerprinting was used for having shorter communication. Like it means you had to give less thing to the person to communicate. But here it saves the runtime because you have less thing to do. here, okay, we can think of Frival's algorithm as our first proof system, probabilistic proof system. Here the proof is simply the answer C itself, and the O n2 time, n squared time, is verification procedure is simply checking C of x equal A times B of x. Frival actually describes this algorithm with a perfectly random vector x in FPN rather than x equal the Reed-Solomon fingerprint for random error. We chose to ensure that C of x is a Reed-Solomon fingerprint of row I of C, thereby allowing us to invoke the analysis from section 2.1. Okay, makes sense. Okay. This is interesting. I like this. Oh yeah. Start to do stuff that I know, but that are not that easy for page 18 of the book. No, it's not that hard, I guess. I'm just reading quickly. Yeah, we still have some work to do, guys. Okay. An alternate view. Okay, let's do 2.3. So far we learned quite a cool few things, honestly. We learned this Reed-Solomon fingerprint, and we learned like an algorithm, which is the first kind of proof system that we are looking for, that is using this fingerprinting to save runtime instead of communication. Okay. Okay, so it's saying basically it's a recall from what we just seen before. They interpret A and B as specific polynomial. Okay. The Reed-Solomon of a vector A is much larger than A itself, whereas A has length of n. The encoding of A has length p. Okay, wait. Reed-Solomon encoding of a vector A as much larger vector is a much larger vector than A itself, whereas A has the length n. Okay, yeah, n is the size of the message. The encoding of A has a length p. Why? The encoding is distance amplifying. If A and B differ on a single coordinate, then their encoding will differ on I remember. This is what I said before, right? Of the error correction thing. It's still a bit confusing right now. At the same time, I feel like I understand it. Kinda. Just going to do that quickly. Yeah. So basically how I see it is you make errors way more visible, even if it's like a small change. Like you put the errors like 10 times differently, because the vectors that will be given will be so much different. So two different, that's what it's saying basically. I think that's what they meant by error correcting. It's like you have a small change in one small sample, but you pass like a fingerprinting algorithm, it will make this small error so much visible, like way more visible. Actually, the distance will be, if I understand correctly, 1 minus. Yeah, they will differ a lot more. Okay. Yeah, you can see that here it also differs almost everywhere, not like here, but the probabilistic way is at a much larger scale, it's way bigger. Due to the distance amplifying nature of the code, it's enough for Alice to pick a single random entry of encoding of her vector A and send it to Bob, who compares it to the single entry of its B encoding. Hence, checking equality of two vectors A and B was reduced to checking equality of a single randomly chosen entry of the encoding. Note that while the encoding of A and B are huge vectors, neither Alice nor Bob ever needed to materialize the full encoding. They both needed to access a single random entry of the encoding. Okay, I tried this. Not exactly sure what they mean by the vector A and B. Single entry of the encodings. I think if I go back there, here, there's like, yeah. What are they calling encoding, right? PA of R. Wait, PA of X is equal to this. PA of R. So she sends exactly AI. Yeah. I see. Because PA of X. Okay, I think I understand the idea here. When you do PA of R, yeah, okay. You get a new, it's still the sum of all of it, but it's not the entire thing. You just choose one, and okay. On the left is the vector A, with line 3 interpreted as the element of the field F11, as well as its Reed-Solomon encoding. The Reed-Solomon encoding interprets A as the polynomial P of x equal 2 plus x2, and lists over the evaluation of P of A over the field 11. Okay, I try. I'm not exactly like convinced that I understand everything. That's okay. Like, error correcting code are always kind of was not the easiest for me. It's never been exactly simple. Okay. In summary, both protocols reduce the task of checking the quality of two large objects, vector A and B, and the MACLIST claim answer and transfer to checking quality of a single random entry of a distance amplified encoding of those objects. That makes sense in some way. Like, yeah, you really amplify an object and then you check one single entry, and there is like a very high probability that it will, like, there is a very low probability that it will be the same because everything is chosen randomly. Univariate Lagrange interpolation. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There are still things that didn't clicked yet, but I'm just gonna keep on. The Reed-Solomon encoding of a vector A equal A1AN described in the section 2.3 interpret A as the coefficient of an univariate polynomial of degree n-1. The vector A interprets A as the coefficient of an univariate polynomial P of A of degree n-1, meaning that P of A Yeah, okay, makes sense. What they're saying is the Reed-Solomon encoding is taking our vector, right, with our stuff inside, and doing it and putting it as a polynomial called P of A that basically is 1 it's like 1 plus 2x 1 plus 3x squared. So that's it. Like it does take this, right? Because it's x0. So yeah, maybe for better understanding, I will do it again. Okay. P of A x, prefer like this, then x0. x0 is 0. x0 is 1. It's 1. Wow. Yeah, that's it. That's why there is. Yeah, I just need a quick reminder. Plus 2x1 plus 3x squared equal 1 plus 2x plus 3x squared. What I'm saying is this is what the encoding does to make sure it works, to amplify it. And then you take any x, which is r. This was you take, and then you can take a random x, and it will be very unlikely that it will get the. Yeah. Okay. Let me give you what I understood now. It just clicked. Like I said before, sometimes it's just a thing. We have two different vectors, right? We have vector A, which is gonna be 1, 2, 3. We have vector B, which will be 1, 4, 2. Okay, let's do it less obvious. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, right? Then the RS encoding is creating P of A that takes an x and is doing 1 plus 2x plus 3x squared, and PB will be 1 plus 2x plus 4x squared. So of course everything mod P, right? So it's super unlikely that these two will give the same result for a random x. Like if they take 2, for example, PA of 2 will be 1 plus 4 plus 12, right? We don't care about the... Actually, we will care. We will care after. We'll just do it afterward. B of 2. So the probability is way higher now because I'm using super small, by the way. Super small fields, by the way. Probability is way higher. 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus it's gonna be 4 times 4, so 16, right? Yeah, just got scared that I felt this. So it will get 5 plus 16, 21, and this will be 17. And let's say it's mod 13. Let's do 17 mod 13, 4, and let's say 21 mod 13, 8. So you can see it's not the same result because they took we took a random number and we didn't get the same result. So if I clicked, it's because the fact why it works, it's where is it? Where is my... Wait a second. I think I know why. No. I think I'm gonna have to do that. get my, no, my mouse is gone, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, it's here, it's back again. For some reason. Oh, damn, my iPad didn't go back. Let me refresh it maybe. It's me again, and that's my iPad. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Wait, I can do that now? Oh, wow. So good. I forgot I could do that. Okay, it's gonna be better. Okay, let's continue that. I will make my scene better after. So, okay, so this is the idea behind Resolve encoding, right? Even if we have a very small difference here, like everything is green here, it doesn't give the same result here. This is the idea. Let's go. Very cool. Very, very cool. Like, I finally clicked for me, so I'm glad. I'm very glad. Let's continue with 2.4. I'm glad I understood it finally. It was a bit frustrating that I didn't before that. 2.4. Univariate Lagrange interpolation. So Lagrange interpolation is exactly what we want to do. But let's see what they have to say. Reed-Solomon encoding. Yeah. Okay. Their other way to interpret A as the description of a univariate polynomial QA of a degree n-1. The most natural such alternative to view A1 as the evaluations of QA. So the result. Okay. Over some canonical set of input. Say 0, 1, and -1. Indeed, as we now explained, for any list of n input-output pair, there is a unique univariate polynomial of degree n-1 consistent with those pairs. The process of defining this polynomial QA is called Lagrange interpolation for univariate polynomials. So, idea now is we have some values of the list, like A1 until AN. So this is the thing. And we want to find a polynomial called, it's calling it QA here, such that, and we also will get just a list of basic 0, 1, 2 until n. We want to find a polynomial QA such that QA of A1 equals 0, I think. That's the idea, right? Or is it the opposite? The evaluation. Oh, no, the opposite. The opposite. Sorry. QA of 0 will be equal to A1. QA of 1 will be equal to A1, yeah. A2, etc. That's the idea. And for that, we'll use something called univariate Lagrange interpolation. Okay. Lagrange interpolation. Whoa, it's already 5. I guess I'll have to go very soon, but we hope to continue soon as well. I think it's a great place to leave, honestly, univariate Lagrange interpolation, because it will be an important topic, I guess. So yeah, let's do it later. Hopefully soon. I love to do streams and learning stuff. Uh, I think it's the best thing I can do to like be focused and to do stuff. So that's great. I'm gonna write the notes after the stream directly. Not directly after the stream, but I will put the notes really short. Shortly, I will put the notes in the description of the YouTube video, and hopefully you liked it. We'll come back soon, sooner and better. And I think we can look quickly about what we're gonna do next. If we look at the content of the manuscript, we have the randomness. We all at the end of this. Then we have like all kind of definitions that will be super important to know. I think it's like the kind of things that I miss a lot. So I'm quite excited. I mean, excited by definitions is not exactly the term, but I'm happy that I will get the time to do it. And then interactive proof directly, some check protocol, JKR, things that have we learned like are used now super recently with Jolt and Volt. Jolt and Volt. I don't remember exactly. The Jolt, I'm sure. What I'm saying is they use JKR, they use SendCheck. It's so cool, right? For lookups, so we will be able to understand how it's going. Fiat Shamir, I'm also super excited to learn about Fiat Shamir because I always see it as a black box these days. It's not perfect to see it as a black box. Front end, it's maybe not the most interesting part, but I mean it's very important to know how it works as I guess. And then we'll get into more things. There's so much stuff. I'm so excited to learn about all of this. Hope you guys are as well. I mean, if you look a video or in the stream, even if there is not much people, I'll be glad to share it with you guys. It's real alpha there. If they only know, if all the people knew how much alpha is in learning all of this. Cheers, guys. See you at the next stream.